Hi, everyone. So, you may have noticed that my shirt says Juneteenth on it. For those of you who don't know, Juneteenth is also known as Black People's Freedom Day. June 19th, 1865 was the day that the last enslaved African Americans were emancipated. You would think that that would have made life easier for them, but it didn't. And you would also think that it would have made them equal, but it didn't. In 1937, a bill was brought to the legislators about the protection of African Americans that were under constant threat of lynchings in the South. Unfortunately, it was denied. Billie Holiday was a powerful singer, and her song Strange Fruit was the song and the voice that sparked the civil rights movement. If it wasn't for her and her courage, people would have not found the courage to stand up for themselves and their rights as human beings. FBI agents tried any and everything in their power to censor her music, thinking that it was causing an uproar in the South, which it was. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be where we are today. In the 1930s, Franklin D. Roosevelt, despite being lobbied by his wife, disappointed activists by not promoting the bill that would have saved thousands of African Americans from being lynched. In 1939, Billie Holiday recorded Strange Fruit, a song that was written by Abel Murpole, a Jewish teacher in New York, as a protest against the horror of lynchings. By the 1940s, Strange Fruit was a hit as big, if not bigger, than Judy Garland's Over the Rainbow and Kate Smith's God Bless America. The song Strange Fruit refers to the lynchings in the South with lyrics such as a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rot, for the trees to drop. With Billie Holiday's soulful voice, this song and its lyrics echoed across the nation, and it sparked much eyebrow raising and questions. Not all of Billie fans were good ones, though. FBI agent Harry Anslinger, a notorious racist, hated the song, and he used the power of the U.S. government to try and sabotage her at every turn. In 1955, another horrific image of lynchings was spread across the nation, and his name was Emmett Till. Emmett Till was only 14 years old when he was lynched by a crowd for offending a white woman. The white woman has now spoken out saying that she lied on the poor boy. She's still walking free and that boy is laying cold dead. In 1959, by age 44, Billie Holiday was diagnosed with cirrhosis of the liver, and she also had respiratory and cardiac problems due to smoking. The civil rights era was definitely filled with nothing but pride and sorrow all thrown in one. If you were an African American, then you were either on the front lines of defense or you were waiting for your loved ones to come home. There was no protection for African Americans in the early and mid 1900s. The civil rights era was a change in the making for people of color. Even when Billie Holiday was on her deathbed, the FBI agents grilled her and patronized her for singing Strange Fruit. She died on July 17, 1959, after being handcuffed to her bed, fingerprinted, and mugshot taken, all while still being on her deathbed. She suffered greatly from withdrawals of heroin, and she was denied any substitutes for her pain. If it wasn't for Billie Holiday, the sacrifices of many other civil rights leaders and thousands of innocent named and unnamed African Americans, we wouldn't be where we are today. People of color had no rights and no real way of being a part of society. It seems like when they would become successful, like Billie Holiday, they were always drugged back down. The African American community as a whole would take one step forward and 3 steps back, you could say. In February 2020, the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act was considered by the Senate, but it still hasn't passed. Thousands of African Americans are still dealing with the injustice of our society today as we speak. I hope that I was able to inform you all of something that you may not have known. And if you have any questions, you can use some of the sites that I had looked up. AfricanAmerican.org is one. BillieHoliday.com is another. And they also have a documentary on Miss Holiday on Hulu for free right now. So please take your time and watch. I hope you all enjoyed this speech.